take you now to Sabie in Mpumalanga, where we find my colleague Nhlamulo Mabasa. Remember, yesterday we were giving you a sense of this operation to try and bring to surface a number of suspected illegal miners, and this operation has been moving again since 8 o'clock this morning. Last night we saw them stopping it because that rope was then broken, and they're now back and have been at it throughout the day to try and ensure that they bring up as many of them as possible. Nhlamulo, good afternoon to you and thank you so much for your time. So let's just start with where we are now in terms of the number of those who've been rescued.
Good afternoon, Bongiwe. There's just a bit of commotion. Hopefully you can be able to hear us. But where we are right now, where our camera is pointing, the view that you see right now, they actually are calling off the operation for today. They have recovered about 333 illegal miners. They seem to be in good health compared to the ones that you saw yesterday when we were doing an interview. These ones are in good spirits, they were in a jovial mood. It's just that at the moment they're in the van. But what you see right now, we are actually taking food down. They're actually taking food down as they're calling off the operation just for today. Then it will resume tomorrow. So there's a number of food items that they bought. So they try to get the food down to them, Bongiwe.
And I suppose that speaks to what we were talking about then, Nhlamulo, yesterday, because a number of them were quite weak, especially after the fact that they've had nothing to eat or even drink in the last 2 weeks.
Yes, of course. Actually, that's one of the reasons, because even yesterday when they actually called it off, that was the case. I think they were still trying to gather the items that they needed. But I'll also ask my camera colleague Asmi just to show you one of the illegal miners, just to show you the state they are in, because yesterday they were in a... we know. That's why we're showing you just to see how he's looking. But we're also gonna move a bit. This was just to show you that they're all looking good. From also what you see right now, these are boots of those that were rescued today, items that they had on their backpacks down there underneath. So when they were pulled up, brought to surface today, they were actually told to leave all of their stuff here, and then they were checked if they were okay, taken into the ambulance to check their health, and then be moved to the van. But unlike yesterday, like I said, all of them seem to be in a better physical situation. We're also going to move now. I'm going to ask my colleague Azwi again to move with you. I want to show our viewers this. So this part, Bongiwe, where you see, this is the part that they use. The 150 illegal miners that we were talking about, this is the part that they use to be able to get in and actually go down. Reason why they were unable, from what we gathered today, one of the reasons why they were unable to come back through this shaft, because this is where they went in and went out. So they were saying that when they tried to go out, or rather when they tried to run away as they were being forced to work, they saw a hole and they tried to actually drill the hole. As they were drilling, then rocks and a flood of water came down on them. Hence, according to those that were saved today, yesterday and today, they were saying that they were killed by the rocks that fell on them and the flood of the water that was down there. I don't know if you can remember, Bongiwe, with one of them that was in the ambulance yesterday. They actually, as they were taken out of underground, you could see that one on their feet, they were wearing boots, but you could see that they were still wet, which shows that down there apparently there's a lot of water. There was fears. There were fears that it could actually flood where lives can be taken. We also found out today that in this specific shaft years ago, a number of people passed away because of the water that there seems to be a lot of water in that shaft. So that's where we are today. Today I can also confirm that we do not have bodies that were recovered, or bodies that were reported, or people that had passed on. So today it seems like it was a successful mission, and 33 people we can confirm have been taken out. So right now, with what you see, they're actually trying to pull back the rope. This is the rope that was used to take the food down to the people that are still there. And when I spoke to the police, they are saying, looking at the number where we were sitting yesterday and the people that were rescued and the bodies that were recovered, right now we seem to be sitting at 110 estimated of people that are still underground.
And Nhlamulo, it also, of course, you know, to your earlier point, when you were talking about this operation and how some of them were drilling rocks and unfortunately found themselves with water and some of the rocks falling on them, it speaks to the inexperience of some of them who've gone underground potentially, and you know, as they said, that for them they were not prepared for this kind of work. They were forced. That's their, of course, their version of events as they've narrated it. But it also speaks to this lack of experience and a lot of concern about security underground there.
Very true, Bongiwe. Down there seems to be no security whatsoever. You know, today, those that were arrested, the 6 of those that were arrested, they actually were here today, so we were able to sit with them and actually chat to them, even though we were not allowed to have interviews with them, just to understand the situation down there as to how they used to live their everyday lives. So they were saying that indeed they were working under dire situations, and down there, because apparently there are also bosses who make sure that day in, day out, whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the evening, they have to make sure with the gun held at, you are held at gunpoint for you to be able to dig the gold that is required, because they say in a certain week or in a certain day you'll be told that you're supposed to dig this kind of amount of, or rather kilograms or kgs of gold that you are required to come out with. So down there, it's quite evident that there is no security whatsoever. And when these rocks fell on them, when they were trying to poke the hole, it's because they were, according to them, trying to get out, trying to run away, as they couldn't take the situation that is happening down there. Also remember, for the past 2 weeks they haven't been eating, they haven't been drinking any water. You know, I think also that's why the police today saw it fit to be able to take water and or essentials that they need, food and water, for them to be able to have something to drink, because the water that's down there in the shaft, it's contaminated from what we could understand. And today, part of the people that were arrested, the youngest is 14 years old, and then the oldest, with what we could get from the police, was born in 1978, if not 75. I just cannot remember correctly. But there's quite a number of vans today. They are being transported to the nearest police station. We just don't know if it's going to be here in Sabie, because it's quite a small police station, maybe to the other neighboring areas like Johannesburg. But yeah, they are being transported to the police station. This is everybody that came to surface.
And just before I let you go, Nhlamulo, Mpumalanga Premier, the Mandla Ndlovu, and the National Police Commissioner, Fannie Masemola, visiting the site today, and Premier Ndlovu vowing to pursue those who are behind illegal mining operations in the province. Any word on whether or not they're hot on the trails of these suspected kingpins at all?
It was not quite clear. What the Premier said was that they are making sure that they are following the trail to get all these kingpins that are involved with the information that they got from the people that are underground. Also because they were also told that the kingpins, some of them, or rather people who report to the kingpins, because there seem to be a trail, a chain of trail, where there are those that dig and there are those that take the gold, give it to someone else. It seems like it's a syndicate, of course. So they're saying 13 people, which are part of being those that look after the illegal miners, or to make sure that they work and dig the gold. They were with them down there, and these people, they are said to be 13. So they actually were hoping that when they retrieve them, they will be getting more information as to who and who is involved and all of that. Because he also did say, in as much as they want to arrest the people or the syndicates or the kingpins, everyone who's involved right now, the priority is to get everyone out, and also that will help the police to have more information and to also know where to go with their investigations.
All right, Nhlamulo, thank you so much for that update.